It's Tuesday, July the 14th, 2015, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that Prime Minister Stuart has led a forceful attack on the National Union of Public Workers, comparing it to fanatics armed with guns and accusing it of using bluster, bullying and blackmail tactics in its dispute with the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation over the forced retirement of 10 of its employees who have reached the age of 60. And with the union threatening to escalate its protests, Stuart said his administration was prepared to take the necessary action to protect the country and the trade union movement, noting that the government had the power under Section 48 of the Constitution of Barbados to create legislation for various occurrences. In addition, he said the government was prepared to take the issue to court as a matter of urgency.
You cannot accommodate new wine in old wine skins. The old voluntaristic system that we had, that Sir Roy and Frank Walcott and Joe Gordon and Dennis Clark and all the other persons used so maturely and so wisely and so responsibly, all of that is being thrown through the window. And it is now choke and rob industrial relations. And if you can have choke and rob industrial relations, there has to be a response to that. And as Prime Minister, for the time being of Barbados, I have a duty to ensure that our institutions, including the trade unions, and in fact in particular the trade unions, are protected. I have a duty to make sure that the comfort of the public is not unnecessarily disturbed by industrial adventurism. I have a duty to make sure that this society can still retain some of the old certainties to which it has grown accustomed and which have served us so well over the years.
Travel in and out of Barbados, meanwhile, stands to be affected today as this island's two leading trade unions prepare for a national shutdown as early as tomorrow. Speaking to reporters at the end of a standing room-only meeting of members at the National Union of Public Workers Dalkeith Road headquarters last evening, Acting General Secretary of the union, Rosalind Smith, warned that pending final agreement with the Barbados Workers Union on a date this week for the escalated action, workers at the Customs and Excise Department who are already on a go-slow will be going slower until the date is announced. Smith said immigration officers will also start a go-slow at the ports of entry today as well.
Phase 3 of the action is expected to take place shortly. We are waiting word from our sister union, the Barbados Workers Union, because they're meeting with their workers at 5 p.m. and we are waiting the date, whether it be Wednesday or Thursday, for the total shutdown. It was recognized that the customs, they will be coming on board effective tomorrow, and their issue is not only with the age discrimination, but is the level of disrespect that was given to them when they received option forms today, despite the fact that the NUPW was given an undertaking that they would await the word from the NUPW to submit the option forms to the workers. As a result of that, the customs will be coming on board along with the Sanitation Services Authority and the Immigration Department.
Meanwhile, that meeting of the executive and committees of management of the Barbados Workers Union last night pledged strong support for strike action in solidarity with the NUPW. However, following a 2-hour meeting in a packed BWU auditorium, General Secretary Tony Moore told reporters she was keeping the details of the union's strategic plan of action close to her chest until the nuts and bolts were worked out.
There will be action taking place this week. Some suggestions have been entertained, and we now have to detail what has been proposed to determine how our action, which will come this week, will have its highest impact. As soon as those full details are fleshed out, we certainly will have to speak to you, the media, in the hope that you will get our message across to our members and the wider public that now is the time.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados, my bank. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Ain't nothing like a core bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my bank.
In regional news now, the United Workers' Party in St. Lucia has confirmed the appointment of 7 candidates, including Chairman Ezekiel Joseph, political leader Alan Chastanet, and leader of the opposition Dr. Gail Rigobert. For Alan Chastanet, it's a momentous occasion for the party as they gear up for the next election.
Political leader of the United Workers' Party, Alan Chastanet, is warning the public not to lend credence to what he views as the erroneous rumblings of disgruntled political hopefuls. Following the UWP National Council meeting, Chastanet rebuffed critics who have questioned his style of leadership. He insists there is no division, just healthy debate, which is indicative of democracy at work, contrary to the characterization of detractors who accuse him of autocratic rule.
The consensus rules, and it's for more and more people to accept the decisions through that process. There are people on the outside who continue to make derogatory remarks about the party, but I would remind the public that they are not active members with the party. They're not involved at the executive level, and their speculations should not be taken seriously.
On the international scene, the U.S. government is lifting a 14-year ban on Argentine beef. The United States banned the product after an outbreak of foot-and-mouth disease plagued the South American country in 2001. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service said that it was amending its previous regulations to allow importation of fresh, chilled, or frozen beef from northern Argentina on 14 states in Brazil. It said the country must adhere to specific conditions that mitigate the risk of foot and mouth disease. And finally, Europe has offered Greece a new $96 billion bailout after its government agreed to enact deep economic reforms under close supervision by its creditors. The rescue, Greece's third since 2010, should secure its place in euro. For now, that is. The country's potential exit from the currency union would have shaken Europe to its core. Greece agreed to significant economic reforms, pension cuts, and higher taxes, as well as the sale of some government assets. The key to the deal, proof that Greece will follow through. And on that note, we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.